Now we're going to wind the bobbin. So we put our spool on the spool pin like this, put the spool cap on like this, and then we go around this plate. Now there's a little picture down there how to thread this plate, but I'll just show you like this. It goes like that. Then we're going to go under this little hook here, under the tension disc like that, and under that hook, and give it a little bit of tension on both sides to make sure that the thread slips into the tension disc right there. Then we take our thread and put it through the bobbin, through the hole, from inside to outside, just like that. Put this on the bobbin winding spindle and push that to the right. And notice this little picture shows what we are ready to wind our bobbin. So I'm going to push the start-stop button. There we go. Now I've given it several winds there to make sure that the thread tail is caught in underneath the winds of the bobbin thread, and then we snip that off and keep going. Now, I could wind a full bobbin of thread. This little stopper would keep it from overwinding, but that's all the thread I want for now. So I'm going to take this off of here, cut my thread, and we're ready to load the bobbin into the machine. Next, we're going to put the bobbin in the machine. So I'm going to put this little latch cover that way. There's this corner here that says push. You can push that and the cover comes right off. Okay, to put your bobbin in, we want to make sure and have the thread tail coming off the left-hand side so that the thread will get right into that little notch right there. Put that down in there, give it a little bit of tension, pull it back like that, and it comes right where it needs to be. Now, we can pull our thread around like that, cut it off there, thread it up, and start sewing. You don't have to pull up your thread through the needle plate, but you can if you want to. If you want to do that, when you put your bobbin in, just leave your thread like that without cutting it off. Then we put the cover back on like that, and now the bobbin is in the machine. Next, it's time to thread the top thread. Now, this is a horizontal spool pin, so you want to have your thread coming from behind like this, because when it spirals off, it's less likely to kink. Okay, let's put this on here, put our spool cap on, and then there's a little picture in there to show you how to thread this part, but I'm going to show you. Go up like this, make sure it's coming through that hole right there. Then we just follow the numbers. So we go under this little hook. Now at this point I want to show you it's really important that you make sure you have your presser foot up. If you don't, the disc will not be open. You want to have the disc open so that the thread can go down in the tension discs. Now, this needs to be red, but if it's green, that means you need to lower your presser foot, push back a little bit, just gently, so that that's red. Now the tension discs are open. Okay, let's come down here, go up like this, following the numbers. And this little 4 here shows you the direction of that you should have your thread coming around the take-up lever. That's important. Down here to 5. Then there's this little needle bar guide right there. We got to make sure that the thread is into that. That holds the thread right next to the needle and helps it make a good stitch. Now I'm going to show you how to do the needle threader. Come under this little hook, push this all the way down so it swivels forward, pull the thread across and under that little fork there, and it pulls up a little bit of thread behind the eye of the needle. That part's threaded. Now we need to pull up our bobbin thread. So we just take a single stitch, and then I like to pull up my bobbin thread by using the top thread, pull that straight through, and that pulls up that loop of thread. And now we're ready to sew.